race at Assen. The young rider was convinced he'd killed Alcini, whose helmet parted company with his head. Apart from a stiff neck and a king-size headache, he was okay. Gardner was the king of the two-wheelers in '87. He won the World Championship and, like most Aussies, was considered an overnight success. The Rothmans Honda rider will always be remembered for his gutsy performance to win the Aussie GP at Phillip Island before 90,000 fanatical fans. 1 week later, his career was on hold after a nasty spill at Laguna Seca. But above all, Gardner's best race came at the island, when he battled a machine virtually falling to pieces beneath him to win his second Aussie GP.
I'm pretty happy for the second year running, so yeah!
92 promised so much for the Wollongong whiz, who was ready to race teammate Mick Doohan for the title. But this mistake at Suzuka was to put him out of action for most of the year. When he did settle on a retirement date just before the British GP at Donington, he felt relieved, and just to silence the knockers once and for all, he went out and blitzed the field, much to the delight of the British supporters. 2 days later, he was at Hockenheim in Germany testing out a BMW to see whether four wheels could be as much fun as two. His only previous four-wheel experience in serious machinery was at Sydney's Parramatta Raceway, where he was bitten by the sprint car bug, and he aims to play on the clay again this summer.
It's, I guess, a power-to-weight ratio and the feeling of, that grunt coming up the corner. I guess that's what this one looked on.
Our handlebar hero returned to Germany 2 weeks ago for the DTM race at Nürburgring. He had to pre-qualify, but did that easily, wringing the neck of the little bimmer and giving a couple of the notable F1 lads some hurry-up along the way.
Being Wayne Gardner isn't going to give me results. I have to work hard for the results. So, as I said, the opportunity was there to get my foot in the door. Now that's happened. Now I've got to try and produce the results. And that's going to come, hopefully, with experience.
Gardner used the meeting as a tryout for the 1000. He's still getting to grips with the tourers, but then so too was ex-Formula One world champion Keke Rosberg.
The only thing you watch here is you don't over-rev. Everything else has to be aggressive, dirty, Formula One has to be clean, fast, very precise work. And here you just go for it.
Wayne has certainly been the centre of attention since he arrived here to join the Graham Moore Strathfield car radio team. Being in the spotlight is nothing new, but he won't be drawn into predicting where he'll finish in the field.
I've put the point across to the people that I am here to learn, and you're right, I am a rookie, and I am treating it as an experience thing, and I do want to walk away here, have a bit of fun, keep the car off the wall if I can, and just enjoy the weekend.
This is undoubtedly Gardner's most difficult challenge. No longer is he a certainty for the front row. The VN Commodore will start midfield after some steady qualifying times.
Being out there for 1,000 kilometres, or half of it anyway, I think that I'm going to be mixing with traffic, get more confident with the car, what the car does, and try and keep out of trouble. And I think by the end of the day, I think we should run okay. I think if we can be in the top 10, I think we'd have a great day.
But this morning hasn't nearly been as kind to Wayne Gardner. Wayne, a pretty rough warm-up this morning.
Well, it's been a rough week, let alone warm-up, and I think the warm-up sort of capped the whole week off. But it's okay, it's better to do it in practice than in the race. And the car feels really good this morning. We've got it set up really well, and it feels great to drive. And in fact, I've gone quickest I've gone all week, which is a start. And I came down Forest Elbow. There's a lot of fiberglass everywhere. Apparently, Chicotto hit the wall and left a lot of debris. I couldn't avoid it. I ran over some of the spoiler and I punctured my front tyre. Got down the end of the straight, jammed the brakes on, and of course there was no grip from the front with a flat front, and I just drove it straight into the sand and buried it, and I started playing in the sand from then on.
I guess the sand, though, it's a nice difference to some of the walls you've hit on the bike when you get a flat tyre.
Well, my eyes are about this big, going up the end of the straight, but the nice thing is I got out and I said, that didn't hurt. That was really great.
OK, Wayne, we certainly wish you all the best a little later on.
Thank you.
Well, one man who's really dominated over the last 12 months has been Mark Skaife. He's been in brilliant form, just 25 years of age. He's a defending champion here. He's the touring car champion of Australia.
Unlike the Nikkei Dow, everything has been coming up roses for Mark Skaife over the past 12 months. The 25-year-old has enjoyed a dream run in the GTR Orient Express. He took pole last year for the Tooheys 1000 and then went on to partner Jim Richards in the winning Nissan twin-turbo two-door. The handicappers may have caught up with Godzilla this season, but the high-tech Winfield team car still had an edge over their opponents in the Shell National Series. Scaife took the lead almost from the outset of the championship and systematically tightened the screws as he and Richards ran amok on the way to the Oran Park Grand Final. Not content with dominating one category, Mark Scaife has also found time to set up a repeat of his Gold Star success during season 91. Yes, it's been a remarkable 12 months for the young driver. So if you intend having a little wager on the outcome of today's mountain marathon, the money looks safe on Scaife.
A racing car fanatic, you've already met him this morning. Doug Mulray takes a look back at some of the thrills and spills on the circuit over the last 3 decades.
A cheery and sincere commentators welcome to 7 Sports Classic Crashes, 9 of motor racing's major moments on the mountain. Crash A is the Vauxhall Viva from the race of 67. A lot of prestige for a driver being included in our Classic Crashes segment. This character was so keen to be Crash A, he even had a big A painted on his door. He said, "I want the big A," and he got it. Crash B, the unforgettable side of Dickie Johnson, carving out a Falcon-sized shortcut to Lithgow, right through the mulga. Here it is again. Dickie Johnson doing so much damage to the forest that year that Sting later wrote a song about it. Crash C features the Japanese driver Katayama, who came out here for the race in 67. Ooh, very nasty. Still, the medicos were quickly on the spot for this one and even managed to get the bandages on without removing his helmet. Kevin Bartlett featured in Crash D. Kevin's always given the punters great entertainment and pointed out to the crowd quite quickly the same thing my father pointed out to me on entering puberty. Never trust rubber. Quite a promotional coup for Kevin in this race, managing sponsorship not only from Channel 9 in Sydney, but also from Channel 6 in Hobart. Crash E involved just about everyone, but mostly Scott Tom Walkinshaw, who won the race in a Jaguar in 1985, but didn't fare nearly so well here in 84. In fact, he never got off the line, finished before he started. Motor racing's answer to premature ejaculation, really. Poor old John Goss, who owned the car, was so upset by the crash, he was speechless. The only positive aspect of the whole incident. Crash F is Bill Brown's spectacular rollover from the great race of 1971. Brown was a lucky man to survive this one. In fact, he was so glad to be alive, he donated his driving suit to the Mount Panorama Museum. Although the sign on the suit doesn't read Bill Brown's driving suit, it actually reads Bill's Brown driving suit. Yes. Crash G should gladden the hearts of RSL members all over the country. Germany's finest, getting all sideways before a crowd-pleasing head plant in the dirt at McPhillamy Park. As a Jaguar lover, certainly my favourite stack in the pack, but a sorry sight for lovers of the three-pointed star. And let's face it, a lot of people really dig Mercs. Take Phil Ward, for example. Now, Phil, don't be like that. Incident H features the immortal 05 car, an Australian motor racing legend. Not a vehicle that we'd expect to see in an accident, not in the hands of Peter Perfect. Let's see it from another angle now. And in fairness, point out that it's actually co-driver Andy Rouse at the wheel, not Brocky. Brocky was actually back in the pits, picking out a new co-driver for next year.